Ways to save on some summer travel. If you haven't already done some of these, maybe it's not too late. And these are from travel writers and people who do this for a living to share all the information. One of them, Murphy, you do pretty well.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah.
What is that?
Be a points monster. Murphy loves to use points.
I do where I can,
Yeah.
And it usually winds up being airfare. That's where I like to use points.
Mm-hmm. Look, I went to some weekend getaway, some girls thing a few years ago, and you were like, book
I
that.
see it was memorable.
Well, one of the ones, and he was like, I'm just going to book this with points. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, that's what they're there for, right?
Yeah.
And it's not any better than cash.
Dig into what you may already have. There are like websites to help you. Points.me. Award Logic is something you can look into. There's one called Seats.aero, AERO. You can, see what points you may have you're sitting on that you don't even know.
One thing that I use Expedia a lot when I do the solo sands.
Yes, Sam.
And when you book a hotel, right off the bat, when you book the airfare, it'll say, hey, we got this great deal on a rental car. And usually you can get a much cheaper deal on a rental car than just booking it separately, booking your airfare separately.
The bundle.
Right.
Yeah. Another thing is especially if you haven't scheduled anything yet, try an off-season place. Don't go where everybody's going in the summer.
That's the tricky thing. And,
Right.
and whenever we take vacation, it's always around July 4th weekend, which is the most expensive week of the year.
Well, then we need to think of,
Well, we're going to stay home.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's how we're saving money.
There we go.
Another thing that you may want to look into, especially if you're traveling with kids and there's like kids stuff that you need, portable cribs, and maybe you need some of that kind of stuff for, see if you can, swap and borrow that. Check with friends. Can you borrow that? Can you consign some of it? Buy some of it thrifted instead of buying it. You know how many times somebody's bought something like that, used it once, and then sold it?
Yeah.
Look for that on the low.
Or maybe you can rent something cheaper on site than trying to fly it somewhere.
Right,
If
and
you've ever
check
noticed
it.
trying to check that, I feel so bad for parents that are having to do that because it's a lot to manage with baggage
I know, we're all
claim.
standing there with our one little. And the other thing is try to book or fly and travel midweek. Everybody wants to fly out on Friday.
Yeah.
Well, I get it, but fly out on Tuesday or Wednesday. Apparently, it's better and not as crowded.